Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello Prep 2, how are you today? Today we are going to talk about fossils. But first, let's ask you a question. Have you ever been see a bone of an extinct animal like a dinosaur? If you have ever been seen any bone of an extinct animal like a dinosaur, so this bone is said to be a fossil. So, what are fossils? Fossils are all the traces and remains of all living organisms that are preserved in sedimentary rocks. But what is the difference between traces and remains? Traces are traces of once of an all living organism indicate its activity during its life. Let's observe the following figure, which represents some tunnels of some extinct worms. These tunnels indicates to the activity of worms during making these tunnels. So it indicates during their activity during their life. So traces indicates the activity of an extinct living organism during its life. But remains are traces that indicate the remains of once of an all living organism after this, like dinosaur's toes or skeleton of a dinosaur. Types of fossils and way of formation. The first type of fossils is complete body fossil. In complete body fossil, we have two common examples, which are mammoth fossil and amber fossil. First, let's talk about mammoth fossil. Mammoth is a type of elephants was extinct by the snow avalanche occurred in Siberia 25,000 years ago. The first mammoth fossil, which was discovered last century, which keeps the old shape, as we can observe here, and flesh and food in their paws. They were died and rapidly buried in snow, so its body was preserved from decomposition or decay as it was buried in snow. The second type is amber fossil. During some old geologic ages, there were common pine trees which secrete resinous substance that covers the insects. After the resinous matter solidifies, it changes into amber. This amber preserves the body of insects inside it, preserving it or protecting it from decomposition or decay. So, amber fossil is a solidified resinous matter which was secreted by pine trees in old geologic ages. So we can see that amber is considered as a suitable medium for formation of complete body fossil because it preserves the bodies of insects inside it from decomposition. The other types of fossils are cast fossil, mold fossil, petrified fossil. But let's start with mold fossil, as we can observe in the first two figures, which represent mold fossils. How they are formed? When a snail or clam living organism dies, it falls on the sea floor where its soft part is decomposed, leaving the shell, which is buried in sediments. These sediments enter inside the shell through its opening. Then the shell decomposes completely, leaving a solid rock mold carrying the internal details of the snail. The second type is cast fossil. Cast fossil is the replica of external details of structure of an old living organism left after death in sedimentary rocks. So it expresses the external surface of the extant living organism, like furnace fossil, like triplite fossils. So what is the difference between mold and cast fossil? Where both of them can be formed in sedimentary rocks. The difference is that mold fossils expresses or indicates the internal details of a living organism, extant living organism, while cast fossil indicates the external details of the structure of an old living organism. The fourth type is petrified fossils. Petrified fossils are fossils in which minerals replace the organic matter of organism part by part, leaving the shape without any change, as we can observe in the following figure, which represents a part of a stem or trunk of a tree. The organic material is replaced part by part by silica, and this process is said to be petrification. So petrification is the process of replacing the wood material or the organic material of wood by silica part by part. Okay, but what are the suitable conditions for fossil formation or preservation? First, the presence of hard skeleton of an organism. The organism body must be buried immediately after this in a medium that preserves it from decomposition or decay. Third, the existence of a suitable medium in which the mineral material replaces the organic material of the living organism. That is all about our lesson today, and I hope to meet you in a next video. Thank you.